Hi everyone, this is Philly Fan Team. This is my first video for YouTube. I'm not, my goal is not to be a YouTuber. There are lots of great MLB 9 innings content creators, J Fish, AK, Metro Analytics, lots of cool YouTubers who make fantastic content. And I really, if you really enjoy this game as much as I do, then certainly go check their videos out, subscribe them. I know there's a big collab going on with the annual Team Select Sig with J Fish, AK, and whoever their guest is going to be. So definitely check them out. A lot of the reasons why I'm doing this is really to make myself more accountable. I really enjoy this game. I'm a huge baseball fan, as as everybody who is probably playing this game. Love playing video games, and I love my Phillies. So this is a great opportunity for me to roll up all those three things. And also another thing I really enjoy is games where you have to work your skills up, your power up. Like I've always really enjoyed role playing games. I'm not into them anymore, but I'm getting that kind of entertainment from MLB 9 innings. So I really want to try to get better at resource management. Uh, and I feel that making like a weekly video where I have to produce content will help me be able to do it. And also, too, a lot of this is really just for my own entertainment. I really like to record my journey because I really am invested into this game as well as I put a lot into my from a monetary standpoint on in the game as well. So I just really just want to have fun with it, and I think this will be a really fun thing for me to do. So anyway, I think the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make two videos because I don't want them to be super long. First, I want to kind of get into just introducing what my overall goal is, and then start with introducing my batters, and then introducing my pitchers, and then kind of going into what my goal is for the next few weeks. So first, going to introduce my team. I'm a huge Phillies fan. I've been following the Phillies since I was a kid, and I really this is the only team I really want to create. Now I don't mind interjecting some legends in it, but I overall want to have a full team sig, at least at all starting positions for Phillies. Now maybe they might not all be starting because a legend will be starting in their place, but I would love to see a sig for every position on my team. So first, starting off with Tony Perez. He was actually one of the first or second legends I've ever pulled. The first one I pulled was Bob Feller from a silver pack. But I got a really good train on him. I'm always aiming for 12 or less on all my cards, especially batter cards. So I prefer balanced trains. He's looking good. He's actually my third best hitter. He has bad ball hitter, barrel up, and slugger instinct. I think he would perform better if he had another top tier skill other than barrel it up, but is doing well with that third skill. And I'm not going to touch him at least anytime soon. My next is JT Realmuto. JT is a fantastic catcher. 2019 is not his best year. 2020, from stats wise, I think is a little bit better. He has a 65 I, which is not super great, but his power is like 78. And you can get his power at Black Diamond to about 155 with his con and his eye just a little bit low, or probably like in the early 30s. But anyway, I prefer like a really balanced train, and with a 69 or less, I'm always going to try to make that the top developed stat. I don't want it to be number one. I always want power to be number one, but I really don't want my eye and my con to be that much different from each other. And I also like them to have a lot of padding for batter's chemistry. So I'm really satisfied with this train. Is 9 to the left. He's got a okay skill set. Pioneer is a top tier skill, but batting machine and A specialist are not really cutting it. But I have a lot of things I want to do from a pitching standpoint. And blues and greens, while they're great, they're extremely expensive. And also, too, even with the full package, I feel that if you can get one or two cards completed, then you're really good. Other than that, really first time they released it, which I actually think they artificially increased the rate of getting good skills. At least it felt like that for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I really haven't had a lot of fortune with them. I still would buy them. I still look forward to getting them, but I also don't have lofty expectations that I'm gonna fix a bunch of cards. If I can fix two cards, I'm happy. So he will eventually be a priority for me to improve and get better skills, at least make a better third skill so I can tweak batting machine to four, to level four, and then hopefully get slugger instinct, charisma, barrel up, anything that's active and goal would probably be fine, of a top tier skill. I mean, I don't want like five tool or anything like that at all. Ryan Howard is somebody I really want to pull out of the lineup. He has a really good train, 11 to the left. But I really, now that I have about 8 legends and I have about 11 signature cards, and primes just don't really cut it for me. He's sitting at first base, and my hope is to pull him out and get Molitor in. I have a legend monitor that I pulled from the free legend pack. I would have preferred a Bagwell, but hey, I'm not gonna shake my nose at a free legend. Uh, Cesar Hernandez, we don't really have a lot of great options at second base. Probably the best option is Segura 21, but I've invested a lot in this card. It's not even his best year, but none of his cards have really good power on them. And I think he's got a decent train. He's got decent skills. Barrel up and charisma are great for him. He's not a great hitter, but I'm convinced if I can get exhaustion to be one of the top skills, or even just something that's a little bit more active, then I'll be fine. But he's gonna hit 8 or 9 for me anyway, so he's not a priority right now. Gene Segura is actually a card I pulled. I did like a club craft because I had pulled the third legend starting pitcher, and I had like a really low, not great starter in. So I ended up taking him in a dope and taking a chance, and ended up pulling Segura, which was great because I really needed a short stop. 64 is not a great OVR, but he's really skewed more to the offensive side. And as you can see, he has pretty good stats. He's actually about 23 pieces away from being a black diamond, and he actually has a very similar set. He's doing okay in ranked, not great, but actually in slot two, I have triple threes, a spotlight, and charisma, and a bronze. So he's going to be one of my first batting projects, and if I can get like barrel up, he will be awesome. And I'm looking forward to getting him black diamond. Wade Boggs is actually a legend I pulled with the Diamond Vintage that came out earlier this year in like January. And actually, he's been doing okay with me. He's got bad ball hitter and batting machine, and as you can see, like a really bad brown skill or bronze skill. But he's actually hitting really well for me. He's not stellar, but I'm convinced if I can get a third skill, he would do really good. I also have a batter's chemistry, so he's actually a thought of maybe me moving him to the bench. But I'll actually go into what my thoughts are when I kind of go to the bench. Really good card. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it as much. I wasn't super excited when I pulled him, but it's Wade Boggs, and he's really good. And then my outfield's looking really good. I have Pat Burrell. He was the card I sig changed on. I thought the sig change was going to be an annual thing. It doesn't appear that's going to be so. But I guess it wasn't really a bad card to pick it for. He's a really good card. And I think I got a really good skill set. He hits around 240 into Diamond 1, but he usually has really good home run output. And I think he's doing really well. I don't really plan on touching him. Bryce Harper is not the best Bryce Harper. I kind of regret investing as many resources in him. But I've been looking for Bryce Harper since I've been playing the game, and I got really excited. Got a good train, and I couldn't help myself, so I ended up GIing him and fully black diamond training him and putting blues and greens. So his 20 year is so much better. You can get his stats to about 140s for eye and con, and get his power to be about 152 to 55, depending on your train. Uh, so he's doing okay. I mean, at this particular point, like, he definitely needs a replacement for Laser Beam. Ideally, I would love for Charisma. I know some people might want for Slugger, but I'll go into why I think that's Charisma would be better for him. So this next card is Reese Hoskins. Reese Hoskins is actually a really good card. It's a 67. It's very skewed to hitting. He has a first base card that I really actually wanted to pull. However, I'm not going to turn off the bat a card that looks like this. Great stats, really good train. But Charisma, Spotlight, and Barrel Up are really good. He bats up to like 270 to 290 and to Diamond 1. And I know that some of the like hardcore teams that might be nothing, but he really consistently hits really well with a good average. And then at times he leads my team with home runs, but he usually always is in the top 3. And I think that he's a very successful card. I don't see myself retiring him even if I pull Reese first base. I think it really just depends on what I end up getting on some bench cards. So right now I'm really happy with my starting lineup, except for Howard. Everyone else I'm actually really pleased with. I actually pulled Andre Dawson twice. I pulled him. Trying to think. I pulled him actually from an Ultimate Vintage pack. And then I actually did a vintage combo recently. On my last vintage combo, I got him. Not the greatest from a stat wise, but he's still a legend. I'm trying to pull a legend skill that's worthwhile on him. So my goal is either to get, ideally, I would want Pioneer. If I don't pull Pioneer, I'll be satisfied with Bad Ball Hitter and I'll leave it alone. If I don't get Bad Ball Hitter, but I pull Batter's Chemistry, then I'm actually just going to leave him with Batter's Chemistry on the bench and just call him a day. He's got a decent train. He has really poor eyes, so as long as those stats are pretty close, I'm happy. If I pull Pioneer, then he definitely will replace Harper, because it's not a great year of Harper, so that would, give me more of incentive to like maybe replace Harper. But actually, legends with 3 active skills and one of them being a legend are really, really good. So I wouldn't turn my nose up on that anyway. If at the very least, I would just play him in rank and club, but then play Harper in everything else, because I really do want a full Phillies SIG team. However, if I pull like a really good skill on Dawson, then I actually would play Dawson, move Perez to third base, and then maybe do something with DH, like either do Dawson at DH or Babe at DH or whatever the case may be. So I think a lot of times it really just depends on what I do with Dawson. If I pull an active, really good skill, then I'll move him into the lineup. If I pull bad as chemistry, then I'll just stick with my plan with Boggs. Next is Babe Ruth. Actually, I pulled Babe Ruth in my quest to try to get Steve Carlton. And actually, I went to Steve Carlton SIG, not the Supreme. I know it was a really short chance, but I kind of saw that, I don't mind spending like 2 historical packs a month to at least get the 2 green tickets. I got a decent train, not the greatest train, but like it's a really expensive car to train. Like I had got 20 or 19 to the left, but I think I can do better. But I just don't have a lot of coins right now. And since I don't really have a long-term skill set on him, just this, I'm just keeping an eye on it. I may do something with him. I, I would like to get a legend skill on him, but it needs to be like a really good legend skill set with like good levels. But he's not a priority. But I'll play reduce. He gives me something to play around with at times. And then everyone else on the bench is inconsequential except for Greg Lazinski or the Bull. He has Batter's Chemistry, but I'm actually really excited because he's a really good card. And with them actually giving quite a few vintages and like primes signatures, I'm actually hoping that one day they give him a signature because he's got crazy stats. So anyway, I really appreciate you guys taking a look at my team. And I'm going to post another video where we actually go into the pitching side of it and really kind of go into what my immediate plans are. So this is Philly Fan tying off. Thanks for watching.